This is a meeting of the Parking Authority of Fairfield. It is a special meeting on Thursday, November 18th, 2021 at 7 p.m. This meeting is being held via conference call bridge, and I will now turn it over to Rich Gerald to call the meeting to order.
Great. Good evening. It's Rich Fitzgerald here. As Eileen mentioned, we'll call the meeting to order. I know she circulated the agenda I think on Tuesday evening. Hopefully all received it, and we'll just go through the agenda items here. And the first one on the agenda here is to approve the meeting minutes from October 28th. Those were circulated, I think, on November 1st. Hopefully all had a chance to review them. I had no comments myself. Jude, great job pulling those together as always. Does anyone have any edits or comments? And if not, I'll make a motion to approve them.
So moved.
That was Dan.
Okay. Was Dan?
And then
yes.
Take all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye. Yes.
Aye. Aye. Okay, great. Thank you. Next here, Eileen, do you want to just give an update on from the Parking Authority office here?
Yes. This will be brief because we had our meeting only a couple of weeks ago, not the typical month. As far as permits, we have issued about 660 permits for Fairfield and about 245 for Southport, so a total of around 1,900. This is still down from previous years. We are continuing to sell to anybody who calls and inquires because, as I've mentioned in the previous meetings, we have no wait list. So as people call in or say that they might need a permit down the road, we're taking their names if that's the case. Otherwise, we're issuing a permit right away. In terms of parking, as far as total parkers, today we had a good day. We had 460 plus parkers at the two stations today, which was, I think, the highest we've had.
Yeah.
November to date, we're averaging about 400 per day, and about 90% of those parkers are at Fairfield. It's a slow increase, but we are definitely increasing. In September, we averaged about 315 a day between the two stations. In October, we averaged 350, and now November to date is 400. So we are definitely inching up. People are starting, I think, more and more returning to work, and we have, as I mentioned, we have had a number of people who have inquired about permits. As far as day parking, November to date, we have about 65 people purchasing at the kiosk or on the mobile app each day, and of the 65, probably 55% pay on the mobile app. That seems to be easier for those who do it frequently, and because they can just store the app on their phone and everything's saved, and they can just go in and pick the day that they're going to be there. But a lot of people who go in less frequently seem to like the kiosk. And we are making some additional changes to the messaging on the kiosk so that it's a little easier and little, I wouldn't say that it was confusing, but there have been a couple people who have said that they were a little confused on how to purchase multiple days or something like that. So we're working with the company Flowbird to change some of the messaging.
Are you getting any other? Is there general satisfaction? I know when you originally rolled out the program, there was a lot of questions. I know something new, but are you generally seeing, just very infrequent questions from people, or is it, just how many questions are you fielding on this? Maybe a week, on the kiosk, and yeah.
Not even one.
Wow.
It's very infrequent. I might get 2 1 week, but then none for 3-4 weeks. Most people can follow along. It's fairly simple, but for some people who are just not very technology minded or not used to kiosks and things like that, they might struggle a little bit, or they're just unsure what to do. And the same thing with the mobile app. They might just struggle a little with it. So we have our phone number for the office at the station house in a couple places. We encourage people to call us from the station, and we'll walk them through something. I've been adding more and more information to the website. We have a lot of detail on, how to do this, how to add a vehicle if you're a permit holder, how to, edit a vehicle, how to use, and we're going to put some screenshots on there as well for the kiosk and the mobile app. So hopefully more people go to the website, they'll be pretty good about it. But the problem is not everybody uses the website. So I would say it's going fairly well. I think most people find it intuitive, but there are some people who, struggle a little bit with it, and that's fine. They just have to give us a call. Worst case, if they get a ticket, they can appeal it and, give us their reason for not being able to pay, and we'll give them a one-time courtesy, charge them the day fee, and kind of give them the set of instructions at that point. Just as a sideline along that, though, Brenda puts out her weekly newsletter, and she's going to include either tomorrow or in the next week or so, she's going to include a blurb about the new parking system and how it uses the kiosk and the mobile apps and the digital permits, for permit holders, and give our website address or our phone number if there's questions. So I think that's good, because as much as we try to get the word out to everybody, we're going to miss someone. And I think there's a lot of people who read that newsletter, so hopefully she'll be able to reach some people that we have not been able to. So I think that'll be a big help. And that kind of came up in our meeting, Rich, when we were a few people from the town.
Did you have you reviewed what that communication piece will look like, or they just told you they're going to send it out?
I wrote it, and I said,
okay, good.
And I said, here's what I suggest. And so I said, if you feel that you need to edit it, that's fine, but here's some of the things that really need to be in there. And they were fine with it. So I'm expecting that if change it will be minor, maybe just to keep it more succinct.
Look forward to the communication tomorrow. This is exciting, so thank you.
So, and then my last item is the station houses. I don't have much news to report. I know that the engineering has started the drawing, and they've specified a few things that they're going to do, but it is not yet complete. And so we're waiting on that partition wall drawing before we can move forward. But, I speak with them every week, and they're fully aware of our need to get this done, as soon as possible. And as we know, they're working on a lot of other things, so they're trying to fit it in here and there. And I think that's it for my update. There's unless anyone has any questions, it's been pretty much status quo. All the tenants are doing well. We're just anxious to have that new space added. And, station houses, I started opening them up a little longer now that the cold weather's here. And therefore I have to increase some of the cleaning services. But we have them open, most of them for the morning, to serve the morning commuters. We don't have them open all day long because there's just not enough activity at the station to warrant that.
That's great. Eileen just mentioned a little earlier, that we actually did have a meeting about 2 weeks ago with the town, and it was really just kind of a catch-up meeting, just to kind of give them an overview of just our business and what's the progress, how things are going, and ultimately, we did have a brief discussion regarding the upcoming, payment that we make to the town. It's a semi-annual payment. We make one in June and December, and with our business being off here, we did kind of give them an overview of just permits and how many people are day parking, and it was a good constructive conversation. I think everyone appreciates just where we're coming from, and I think everyone knows and that clearly our statistics are down, but they're trending in the right direction. But it's still going to be another tough year for us, and thankfully we had a pretty good outcome with our renewals. But as everyone knows here, our wait list is no more, and our daily parkers are coming back, but that's a big source of revenue for us. So it's still a TBD if they're going to make an adjustment on our upcoming payment, but I am hopeful that they understood the state of our parking authority and kind of where we're at. But I'll keep everyone posted should we have an adjustment to our upcoming payment here in our pricing. Okay. Any questions or comments?
What did you ask them for?
Well, we left it open, Greg, but clearly we are off, just year over year, some in the neighborhood of probably 20 to 30%. That's reasonable, hopeful, to see a reduction. We didn't ask for a particular number per se, but I think they understood that our business is clearly well off from pre-COVID years, and even though our fiscal year kind of ends, it's not a calendar year. I think you understand where we're trending, and hopefully we've hit the trough here. But honestly, it's still going to be another tough renewal even next year as we kind of go through the process. And we don't have any fixed kind of. Our largest fixed payment is really to the town. So we sent them our financials. They're reviewing everything, but I think they'll see the same story that we all are pretty well aware of, Greg.
Yeah, we also spent some time talking about like capital projects that we'd, like to undertake, or what are the priority of some of these things. So I agree. I thought it was a really good meeting. They were very interested in what we had to say, and they asked a lot of good questions, and they asked for some follow-up information, and they were very supportive, I felt, too, of just realizing that parking and train usage is not going to come back. It's going to take a while before it comes back. It's not going to happen in the next few months. It could be another fiscal year or two or more.
Okay.
Yeah. But we'll certainly keep everyone posted here, okay? That's kind of it for our agenda. Things are under Eileen's leadership here. I think everything's well under control. But any questions or comments? But if not, I'll make a motion here to adjourn the meeting, if that's okay with everybody.
I second your motion.
Have a nice Thanksgiving, everyone.
You guys
all right,
too.
You too. Thank you. So all in favor? I think we had all in favor. Say aye. I think we had.
We're all
consensus, right? Aye. Great.
All right.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone, for your support. And Dan, good luck to you in owning, and don't forget about your friends at the parking authority. But we enjoyed working with you. All right.
Have a great night.
Take care,
everybody. Happy holiday.
Thank you.
Okay.
You too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Eileen.